Hey guys, this is your girl Gigi, and I'm here to speak on Miss Eboni K. Williams and everything that has gone down since the whole bus driver comment. So I want to speak on the fact of one, about her clapback comment that she made on the grill, and then about her conversation that she had on the Breakfast Club. So basically, she went on the grill and she was clapping back at the mostly African American men in her comments, and the ones who were coming for her on social media. So basically, she started by saying that she was she was for the ascension of Black men in society, and that she felt like the men who were coming in her comments were the ones who were making the C's and D's in school, and then were coddled by their parents and became average and mediocre, i.e. these bus drivers that she would not date. Air quote, she didn't say that, but that's what I got from that. And she also termed average and mediocre being something, she gave it a negative connotation because she said it was due to white supremacy and bigotry, and also stated that it's not okay to be a part of a permanent American underclass, which she deemed the African Americans as being. And so then she said she's not okay with that, and she doesn't feel like Black people are okay with that. Okay, so then she goes on to the Breakfast Club on this, I feel like this unapologetic apology tour. And she begins to start talking with Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, and two other females. One of their name is Weezy. I forgot the other girl's name, but that's not important. So they first began to ask her, or they were telling her that the words that she used, mediocre and average, were basically weaponizing African Americans or Black people. And she decided to go to her dictionary and look up average and mediocre and say, oh, well, these definitions aren't bad. By definition, it means regular. And if that's what your full capacity gets you, then it's okay. And, DJ Envy basically was telling her, hey, well, a lot of people feel disrespected by what you're saying. They feel like you talk down to them, and these are the main people who are buying your book, who's supporting you, and you basically talk down to them. You came at them like that you were better than, and that they weren't good enough. And she constantly interrupted him. She constantly did not let him talk, and she continued to be like, well, she's not in a space of feelings. She's not in a space of feelings. She's in a space of reality. She's in a space of the truth. And throughout the whole interview was 40 minutes, and 30 minutes of it, of her talking, if not more than 30 minutes of her talking, interrupting people, and one, in my opinion, putting up a smoke screen, talking out of both sides of her neck, and pulling out all these statistics. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, what she did was that she gave her opinion on what she wants to do is marry a rich man, and and then what she tried to do was she tried to go back and say, oh, well, it's because I believe in the ascension of Black men, why I want to date a rich man. And then she went on to try to say that, oh, what she's doing is trying to empower Black people. She was not saying anything negative about Black people or anything like that. And like, she was trying to give a reason as to why she said this stuff. Oh, well, this is the spark of conversation to make Black people better, to start the conversation, to get us into these spaces, to talk about ownership and what we need to be doing. Sweetheart, no, it was not. What you spoke to Iyanla Vanzant about and what you said was your preference. It had nothing to do with elevating anybody. It had nothing to do about you wanting to see anybody ascend. It had nothing to do with that. You specifically said what your preference was, and you should have stand on it. You don't get to try to sit up here and try to talk out of both sides of your neck and state that, hey, oh, well, I was just trying to make sure that Black people ascended, and that, we weren't mediocre and we weren't at the bottom. I'm trying to uplift Black people. No, you were not trying to uplift Black people. because in your clapback comments, you were not trying to uplift black people. Because if you were saying that there was not on the Breakfast Club, you said there's nothing wrong with being mediocre or average, but in your clapback, you said that it was due to white supremacy. It's not good. It's negative. And you even said it in the conversation that you were not okay with it. So then how can you go there and try to say, oh, these are the definitions and this is, and it's okay? Just because you're an attorney, you're a lawyer, you're intelligent, what you're not going to do is try to play in our faces and play on our intelligence like we're stupid and we don't know what you said and we don't know how you said it. Okay? So get out of here with that. And another thing, what I don't like is the fact that Miss Eboni K. Williams automatically assumed that the bus driver was black. That was the whole thing, because Iyanla said a bus driver. She didn't say a white bus driver. She didn't say a Hispanic bus driver. She didn't say a black. She said a bus driver. Eboni K. Williams then took the conversation to black. So that right there also shows what you think about black people and the kind of boxes that you put them in, because there are plenty of white bus drivers. There are plenty of blue collar job white Americans. So why did you go there with the race? That's the first thing. Second thing that was a very important thing that DJ Envy brought up was the fact that a viewer stated that their ex-fiance was white. So that's another thing, right? It's okay. It's whatever your preference is. You can date white. I have nothing wrong with that. Hey, do what you want to do. But the problem then in her case is the fact that you want to have so much to say about black men. You want to have so much to say about what black men need to do. You want to have this game plan, this map, how they should do stuff, this, that, and the other. But you're not even dating black men. So that black men shouldn't even be your issue, shouldn't be your concern, shouldn't be your problem. Don't try to sit and act like you're an ally and you for the people, but you're not even dating black men. And in my mind, if your preference is white men, right? And she asked if you would date a bus driver. In my mind, I would think you would start thinking about a white bus driver, and this conversation about black men shouldn't even come up. Now, was it because black men were tearing you through the frame in the comments? That's the reason why. But the math, like I said in the last video, is not math in here. And also, too, the issue with her that bothered me in that Breakfast Club interview was the total narcissism, the total lack of empathy, the total lack of compassion when she knew she hurt people, but it didn't matter because, oh, I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking about the reality of the situation, blase, blase, blase. Like, these are the people that are supporting you. These are the people that buy your books. These are the people that's rocking with you. These are the people that have given you the platform, and you just total indifference, total, I don't care, it doesn't matter, F them. By the end of the interview, if you want to say, she's huffing and puffing, she's trying to tell DJ Envy that what he's saying is irresponsible and stuff like that. But honestly, it wasn't irresponsible. He held her accountable for what she said. They basically let her know or reveal to her inconsistencies and her hypocrisies. And all she wanted to do was to bring out statistics and try to use this wordplay and try to use these big words and trying to veer from subject to subject to subject, when in reality, honey, you showed your true colors. You showed your true conservative colors. You showed your true colors of how you feel about black people. And it honestly just comes off that you think you're better. And I mean, it's just fine. How you feel is how you feel, but at the end of the day, no one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that rhetoric, and that's the problem with a lot of African American people. When they do get to a certain stature and a certain level, they love to sit back and they love to talk about, oh, well, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, and what are you doing to try to help anybody do anything? And Charlamagne brought up a great point when he said, but what about, and like I said in my last video, what about the starting point? We're not talking about systemic racism. We're not talking about oppression. We're not talking about the lack of opportunities. We're not talking about any of that stuff. We're not talking about the playing field that is not even for us to even run the race. But then we can always sit up and we always can try to demonize and disgrace and talk down on what black people, black men are doing. But in reality, there is not even an even race, right? And so she also went on to say something, and I'm going to wrap up in a little bit, that, oh, well, this has nothing to do about who Eboni K. Williams wants to date. This has nothing to do about that. F that. There's a bigger conversation here. No, it's not. Because it should have been hard stop. This is, I don't want to date anybody who doesn't make more money less money than me. I want to date someone that makes more money than me. I want to date someone who I feel like is in my league, who runs in my circles, who is whatever persuasion. That's who I want to date. And it should have been the end of the conversation. All this other stuff that sparked, that's now you're talking about, oh, because black people are at the lowest end of the totem pole on the pay scale. The Indian Americans are at the top. Honey, what does this have to do with you not wanting to date a bus driver? You give me that. I just don't like the whole thing of the smoke screen, the backpedaling, talking out of both sides of the neck, want to be pro people. In reality, you just tearing us down. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how she's any different from Candace Owens. She's not as extreme as her, but a lot of that rhetoric that she's saying, a lot of the subtleties that that comes from her message that she's giving, I'm getting a lot of Candace Owens. And you want to smile, you want to act like you're for the people. I don't believe it. And I just think you need to be quiet. But everybody has their opinion. Everybody can talk. You see, I'm talking. This opened up a big conversation. Let me know what you all think in the comments. Am I wrong? Am I tripping? Am I the one? Am I looking too far into this? Or did she just say too much and expose her true feelings about blacks and black men? Y'all let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.